Well, hello, and welcome to episode 795 of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. And we're going to be talking about mastering business detours and team building skills through vision, faith, and creative techniques. We have Linda Randall here with us in the virtual studio, ready to come up to the mic. And so you're going to get to hear more about her and all of the great things that we have planned for today. Right after this quick intro, don't you move. You're listening to and watching the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
Hello, and welcome everyone to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. And you know, the goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And you know what? We plan to do just that today. So shout out to all of those that certainly listen to the podcast version. You all are faithful. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you might be on Amazon Music, all of the things. Thank you so much for it being an amazing part of our community, and those that are checking us out also over on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. What you waiting for? What you're waiting on? Make sure you stay connected there. And this segment is being brought to you by my 10th annual conference. Y'all, can y'all believe it? My 10th annual event, and it is called the Platform Builder Summit, the VIP experience. And here's the cool thing. Today's guest, Linda Randall, I met her at my 9th conference. I met her last year. So this is a good connection point. But listen, I can show you better than I can tell you. Let me just show you a little bit about the vibe of the Platform Builder Summit. That is for women entrepreneurs and those that are saying, hey, I want to work on my marketing, my branding. I want to work on business development. Take a watch. Take a look at this.
Hi, I'm Sharvette Mitchell, CEO of Mitchell Productions and the host and producer of the Platform Builder Summit. And I am here in Richmond, Virginia with 70 plus VIP attendees. And we are all here working on our money moves, our marketing, and our visibility.
The Platform Builders Summit is an amazing conference that I've been coming to for a number of years. I look forward to coming every year because I know that I am going to get amazing information to level up on my business.
So of all the conferences I attend in a year, and I attend many, this is my favorite. It's always on my schedule because this one is specifically formulated for women. It is for women, by women, and it's very supportive to that demographic.
The most impactful thing so far this conference has been actually the very beginning when Sharvette said to dream about your business again, and not dream so small, but to never limit myself. So don't say I don't because I don't currently have, or, oh, well, I don't have. Instead, dream big, so then that way our business can come into our fruition.
You got to make sure what people visually see is what you are representing. As leaders and as speakers and as service providers, you have something to say, and the world wants to hear about it. I just wanted to set the stage, broaden your mind around how to amplify and how to shine a light on what it is, and that you're worthy. What you have to offer is worthy of consideration. Come on and testify.
The favorite part of the conference for me is always learning about the other women's businesses, hearing from women who are experts in their field, pouring into us other women, as well as learning about different marketing techniques from Sharvette. She always is on the cusp of the latest and the greatest, and she is not shy about sharing that information with us.
is what I know. If you focus on your branding, your marketing, and collaboration, you're going to win in this season. And we're so excited that all of the ladies are here, and we can't wait to see you at the next event.
Woo! There you go. I told you I could show you better than I could tell you. So we look forward to seeing you at the 10th annual the Platform Builder Summit happening in Richmond, Virginia, November 13th, November 14th, 2026. Pre-sales. Tickets are available now. What does pre-sale mean? That's going to be the lowest the ticket's going to be, honey. That's going to be the lowest the ticket's going to be. Jump over to platformbuildersummit.com. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shout out to my sister Kim and Joe and Deborah over on YouTube. Hello, hello. Bobby and Marilyn over on YouTube. Shout out. We're so glad to see you. Shout out. Shout out. Listen, my mother gonna always be in the mix. Shout out, shout out, shout out to have her there. Thank you for those that are also watching over on Instagram. So let me introduce my guest to bring her on air again here, talking about mastering business detours and team building skills through vision, faith, and creative techniques with Linda Randall. Listen, Linda K. Randall is a published author and award-winning artist. She's a public speaker whose mission is to channel creativity into leadership, healing, and team building. Through her writing, her visual art, and visionary ideation, she inspires individuals and organizations to unlock potential, embrace purpose, and move boldly towards their goals. And as a 4-time published author, Linda's work spans stories of resilience and visionary strategy. And as a speaker and a workshop facilitator, Linda brings more than 40 years of, oh my goodness, leadership, business, and financial expertise to stages of every size. She provides customized organizational strategy aligned workshops for individuals, groups, churches, small businesses, and organizations. And Linda's professional career included serving in high-level leadership roles within the Department of Defense, where she retired as a GS-15. And finally, Linda is a celebrated award-winning artist known for her original and digital pieces. Her artwork reflects her deep belief in creativity as a path to healing and personal transformation. You can see her full bio over on Sharvette.com. Put your hands together and welcome Linda up to the stage. Hello, 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 Linda. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Doing amazing, amazing. Listen, getting some love over on YouTube. Got all the good love there over on YouTube. And so certainly a plethora of background experience that you have figured out how to kind of meld together. But I wanted to start with the art in the books. So I don't know which one came first, but how did you get into the writing? How did you get into the artwork?
Okay, so I actually started painting a long time ago.
Okay.
I just did not have a lot of time to devote to it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I lived in Europe, I actually started it and it kind of manifested within me that was something I really wanted to do. But it wasn't until I retired in 2022 that I actually really blossomed with that. I mean, it became a major part of my life through my grieving process of losing my husband as well. It helped me refocus and center. I just really heavily got into that. I've taken professional classes to learn more techniques and more skills and hone things. And then the writing, I've written on and off over the years, and obviously had a lot of technical and professional writing under my belt.
Yeah.
I did write a lot of short stories that I just kind of, put on the shelf, and they were just like little mini things. And I've done poetry and stuff like that. But my true writing started in 2023. I was called to write a story about my husband's journey with cancer and dementia.
Wow.
And I had to do that. That was just, so my 2023 started that process. And then it didn't really take full hold until 2025, because I would start it, stop it, how it goes. And then I finally got really serious about it in 2025, got it completed, published, did a companion journal to go with it. And then also I was given an opportunity even before I completed that book, the year before in 2024, I was given an opportunity to write some stories for an anthology. And so I submitted 3 stories to that. So then once I became officially a published author, it really kind of, gave me the momentum to move forward.
Wow.
Yeah. And
awesome.
And in 2025, I also did another story in another anthology, Visionaries Momentum Unleashed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and then this year I have one coming up too in June.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Okay, great. So certainly, like you said, the ball just kept on rolling and just kept on rolling.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. And so certainly, Linda, your work blends creativity with, leadership and team building. I'm always talking about how our skills are transferable. And so, how do you see creative techniques enhancing really team dynamics, especially during, unexpected like business detours?
Well, the art of creation is so important. And a lot of people don't think they can create anything, but really it's inherent in all of us. Okay. And it allows for your mind and body and soul to let go of all your preconceived ideas and structures. Okay. Yeah. So when you use this in a business environment and you bring people together, you have to allow them a free space to just do completely different things than they normally would do. So when you bring in like art, whether it's painting, whether it's puzzle making, any kind of thing, or writing, just have them come in and start writing about themselves or a story that they want to tell, or even if it's about something about work, it just opens up pathways in their mind that aren't normally open, especially in a business environment. Yeah. So when you bring everybody together and you do these activities, it gets that process flowing, and then they can start visualizing things. And when you do that as a leader, you are able to start understanding your people better. And I cannot emphasize enough how important that is. Yeah. Right. Because, especially if you have a lot of employees, right, you may not ever really get to know each and every one of them. So I think as you build your business, it's important to understand who your people are, what their abilities are, and what they need help with. And by doing these creative exercises, you see things that they may not even see or recognize as a skill set. And they will also potentially, if you can get them to do it, usually you can get them to do it, they will all of a sudden realize, oh, wow, I can do that. Yeah. And it's just very exciting to bring them together and do it. And it also allows that expansion of your brain to generate ideas. So when you have a detour in business, okay, and everybody's going to have one. Nobody can sit here and tell me that they're not going to have something that detours them. It's impossible. When you have a business,
totally agree.
Okay? When you have one person bring something to the table, all of a sudden somebody on the other side of the room or the other side of the table is going to say, hey, that's a good idea. Or, well, what about this? Because it just starts that ping-ponging effect across the room, and the next thing you know, you have a chain reaction, and one idea all of a sudden may morph into the transformative solution that you need to overcome the challenge.
Yeah, that's so good. And this applies to any business. So certainly sometimes we think about like team building and some of these things that build teams just for like large corporations, but any organization any business at any size could benefit from this. I want to definitely shout out a few people who are here in the studio here. Hello, Gwen Finley, who is the visionary author for the last book that you were in. Shout out to her. Also, a Metropolitan Archbishop. We honor you for being in the virtual studio as well. And I know one of your collaborations was along with her project as well. So I wanted to just shout them out. And so so that this team building and this thought of letting people just unleash their creativity is the power behind, all of this. So great. And so with your extensive background, certainly in leadership and financial management, what are some key visionary strategies you would recommend, for businesses that may be navigating unforeseen challenges? There's tariffs and there's, just uncertainties in all kinds of different businesses.
Well, the first thing to me that is the utmost importance is you have to document and write down what it is that the perceived challenge is. And I use the word perceived very specifically, okay? Because we may say, oh, this is what's causing the problem, but till you document it, write it down, and then take a deep dive into it. I mean, really analyze the issue. The real challenge and root cause may be something entirely different than what you initially think. Okay. So you have to do that, and you have to take the time. You can't just jump and make a decision based on what you think it is. No knee-jerk reactions. Okay. That's just going to cause you trouble, because I have seen where something so small like a minor tweak in a software program or a minor tweak in a policy implementation where they weren't fully vetted with everybody in the organization and create absolute chaos. Because people don't understand how it breaks down in other areas of the organization. So you really need to take that time to find that root cause.
Yeah.
The second thing is flexibility. Okay. If you are not flexible in your leadership style, you're not going to be able to overcome detours. Because what is a detour? You have to be flexible. You're changing, okay? You're being directed to change. Okay, whether it eventually goes away and comes back to the way it was, or whether it's a permanent detour, you have to be flexible. Okay, so you have to understand that as you analyze the root cause of what is creating your situation, you have to determine the time frame that it's going to impact you. Okay. What the risks are associated with any changes that have to be done. Okay. And whether you implement something permanently or is it short term. Okay. So it's very important. And then the third thing, and the last one that I'll talk about, is that you have to believe in your desired outcome. Okay. Everybody starts out and spends a lot of time building their business plans, as we should. Okay. Because you have to have that foundation. But it's also important that you go back and relook at those business plans. And not only just when a detour happens. Okay. You need to do that on a regular basis. I'd say at least once a year. But when a detour happens, go back and look at your business plan, because once you determine that root cause, it may impact the milestones, time frames, and how you are going to get to what you wanted to accomplish. Okay. So then you have to believe that you're still going to be able to accomplish it, because if you get so frustrated that you had a detour, then you're not going to be able to manifest or have the momentum in order to move forward.
Yeah. And I bet there are a lot of listeners and viewers who had some detours in real life, and it actually had them end up in a better place, or B, it helped them missed something that maybe was coming on their direction. And so I think those of us that are faith-based recognize certainly that detours aren't a bad thing, which leads to my next thing that I want to talk about, because faith and vision are really central to your approach. And so can you share how these elements of faith and vision have played a role in your own leadership journey, and, how they can empower others with, their professional paths?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it is key and essential for me. I mean, my faith has been very strong for a very, very long time. And honestly, the older I get, the stronger it's getting.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's even more things I need to pray about on a daily basis.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Because when you're young, you don't even realize.
Young and wild. Just young and wild.
Okay? But it's been instrumental in pretty much everything I've ever tried to do in my life. And from a career standpoint, I'll give you one major thing that absolutely, without a doubt, was no question. So I was a GS-14 working at the Pentagon. I had just gotten both of my master's degrees completed, came back. They put me in the same job I was in before I went and got my master's. That was not what I wanted, not what I expected. Okay. Because I had all these enhanced skills. I was ready to use them, put them to work.
Yeah.
So a period of time went by and I realized I wasn't going to get what I needed from being there. So I started praying that I needed to have a different opportunity come my way. Well, within a couple of months, there was a job announcement for the director of accounting down here at Fort Lee. And when I read that announcement, I immediately said to my coworker that was right across the aisle from me, I said, this job was made by God for me. And I applied for it and I got it.
Wow.
And I knew from day one that I was destined to be there. There was absolutely no question in my mind. And so that job really enhanced my professional posture and, just made everything else come together. Wow. So I just want to reference John 15:7. If you stay with the Lord and his words, when you ask for what you desire, it shall be done for you. And
all right, come on.
True.
Come on and preach, Linda. Come on and preach. I am telling you, that's good right there. That's good right there. Those that are listening, lindakrandall.com is where you can go. Full website there. Also, if you're on Sharvette.com, we have a full bio, links there. Look down below in the show notes. On YouTube, look down below in the show notes if you're listening to the podcast version. And so you certainly now are doing some great work with organizations and things of that nature, as well. And so your workshops often combine art and ideation, which is kind of how we started this conversation. And so talk a little bit about how hands-on kind of creative experiences help, I'm going to say, business owners, team leads, all of that really unlock potential and some resilience in their team and organizations.
Well, when you bring your leadership together with your team and you include all these different aspects, whether you have a detour you're trying to overcome or not, it's a good team building skill. You're going to bring out people's hidden desires, their talents, and their fears.
Yeah.
Okay. And by allowing the freedom within a safe environment to try these things, it creates out of the box thinking, which, regardless of where you are in your company posture, is a good thing. Because that's what you want. It gives you new ideas. It gives you things you didn't think of so that you can add it. And creativity through art and writing requires the perspective, the focus, the analytics, the foresight, and the merging of ideas and structure. And a lot of people don't think about that, but it is absolutely true. You cannot write a novel without structure, foresight, and focus.
Or it ain't gonna be no good.
Exactly. It'll be all over the place. The same is true from an art piece. Okay. Because even if you don't spend a lot of time ahead of time, mapping it all out, which depending on the piece, I can spend hours ahead of time mapping something out. Sometimes I can just go to the easel and paint. But either way, up here, there's the foresight, the focus, the balance, the blending, the structure, the color. All of that is coming into play. So these skill sets relate directly to optimizing leadership and business, okay, and the ability to work collaboratively together, okay, because you learn about each other in these workshops, which helps you relate better to your coworkers, your leaders. And I can't stress enough that leadership, you have to be willing to be down to earth and get with your people. Okay. Doesn't mean you have to show them everything. Okay. You don't want to become one with the people that, you're supervising necessarily, because that may not be good depending on the environment, but you need to be accessible. Yes. Relatable, and be there so that they can come to you with issues without fear. So these kind of workshops and the creativity help bring that bond and that structure within the organization.
Good. And for leaders as well, because oftentimes with team building and things of that nature and these creative elements, it humanizes the leaders as well, because if they participate, which most cases they will, or if you are the leader, it humanizes you with your team. So I spent 25 years at Capital One Bank. 20 of that was in training and development. Early on, when in facilitation, stand up training facilitation. And I wish I knew who said it, but they would put different papers for people to color, or squeeze balls, or things for people to fidget with, because studies show that if your hands were occupied, you actually listen and retained better. Some people's minds think that way. So that came to mind as you kind of talk about this creativity and it opening up opening up different parts of people's minds, and that creative versus the left brain versus the right brain. And then there are people who have had like stroke survivors who they can't walk, but if you hear music, they could dance, but they can't walk.
Oh, that's so true. And it's the same like with dementia patients, because they actively have them participate in arts and crafts because it uses every single part of your brain. There is not one aspect of your brain that art does not hit. And the same thing with music. It just helps with all of that.
Wow. All right. I am telling you. So the goal of my show certainly is to motivate, excite, and influence. And you've had a lot of experience with facilitating, organizational integration and managing large teams and all of that. And so those that are, listening, that are leaders, and perhaps they're leading their own businesses, or they may be leading in corporate America or in government somewhere. What advice do you have for leaders that are aiming really to strengthen, having better cohesive teams, or really kind of maintaining their momentum, especially if there was some type of detour?
Okay, so one thing that is absolutely important is communication. Okay. And I'm being very serious about this. As a leader, you have to communicate to your people what's going on, and not just when there's a detour, but you need to set up some kind of a regular established way to inform your people of what's happening within the organization, what's happening with your goals for the mission you're trying to complete, what milestones you're at. And if there is a detour, okay, especially important, because you may get a detour. Say you have multi different departments. Okay. Your business is big enough that you've got, different departments. And something may happen over in shipping that's going to critically impact the organization. but you don't feel the need to tell accounting or personnel or regular operations. But guess what? They're all going to know about it because employees talk. So when you don't let everybody know what's going on and what the impacts are, or whether you're just still trying to determine what the impacts are, people become unsure. When people become unsure, they get insecure. When people become insecure, productivity dips. When productivity dips, people start to leave, and then you have a turnover problem.
Yeah.
So for me, based on my experience, and there's been a lot of it, especially with leaders that weren't good communicators, that is going to kill your organization faster than anything else.
All right. Words to abide by there. If someone is, number one, wanting to hear and see about your art and your books, where do you want to direct them?
Well, they can go to my website, which is Linda, LINDAKKAYE, Randall, RANDALL.com. And they will have all the information they need, and they can even book a session, a free session, to talk about whatever it is they need.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And then also certainly over on Instagram, shout out to Lynn, who was hanging out with us over on Instagram. We see some others as well, but I see her comment there. And then certainly the main website will have all the information. And you're available to work with any size organization, small businesses. If what you said resonated and was like, hey, I need some of that, then your main website is the best location. And again, viewers and listeners, go to Sharvette.com. We have all the links there. If you're like, wait, what did she say? What was the link? Don't worry. Look down below in the show notes. And you'll have the link right there. All right. Awesome. Well, Linda, did you see yourself in the video from the did you see your
Yes, video? I did. Yes, I was really rocking it.
Surprise! You're on candid camera. So thank you. So certainly thank you for stopping by the show. And the goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And our last question is, what continues to motivate Linda Randall?
Well, just new opportunities. And I really want to help people, all the years that I've put in, I just feel that it's important to be able to help people grow and succeed. I've been successful. I believe you need to pass that on in whatever way you possibly can. And so that's what's motivating.
Wonderful. Well said. Well, we wish you a much more continued success. And thank you so much for stopping by the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.
Thank you so much, Sharvette. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Again, Linda Randall, and published CEO, published author, public speaker, award-winning artist. If you're on Sharvette.com, and listen, go over there and check it out. There are full bio is there. Look down below in the show notes where you are watching. And this was episode 795, Mastering Business Detours and Team Building Skills Through Vision, Faith, and Creative Techniques. And the sponsor for the show is my 10th annual conference, y'all, the Platform Builder Summit, happening in Richmond, Virginia, November 13th, November 14th, 2026. Pre-sale tickets just dropped as of the beginning of this month. What does that mean? Honey, this is the lowest the tickets are going to be. And so jump over there, grab your ticket. And for women in business, we want to see you in Richmond, Virginia, November 13th and 14th. And if you came in late, circle the block and watch the beginning of the show, because we showed a great recap video from the 2025 event. Thank you, Miss Gwen, for being here. Shout out to Betty Jean for being here. And we're excited to have you all here joining us. Again, if you are listening to the podcast, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. And if you're over on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. And until we meet again, peace and love. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Catch Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.